Good morning, everybody. This is a Radio Video Archive, our weekly issue, our weekly show anyway. I'm Becky Winry, and this is Stuart, and this is our show. I just wanted to have a disclaimer out there that whatever you see or hear on the show is not proof in the pudding. Whatever, you make your own conception from the video, do your own homework. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, got that out of the way. So how you doing?
I'm here.
You're here?
Yeah.
Hey, right on.
It's a start. I made
Still
it here.
above ground. It's all good.
Yeah,
right?
I'm still driving. I'm still walking.
Yay! Right on. Right on.
Yeah,
How you feeling?
Not capturing anything. I get a little trouble when I go into public because I go into cities and stuff because I get so upset about the mask.
Right.
It causes for the first time in my life, I have high blood pressure when I get around that. It takes a while to go down.
Oh yeah.
Because they think that I'm a threat to them because I'm not wearing it, but I know that they're a threat to society and the whole human race and me personally, because it all comes down to the forced vaccination. That's what the mask is about.
Right, that's what it's about.
That is what it's
well,
about.
Well, it's about separating people.
And it's about
and
computerizing us and taking away our whole humanity and our libraries and our schools and everything.
Right, and we don't want to do that.
And
we don't want to go there.
So, yeah, when I see people voluntarily taking the mask, I get upset. Now, what happened to me in the dentist the other day really was something. Whew. I go in, and I've been to the dentist 4 times, and, all the signs like normal, brass required. I don't wear a mask. No one has ever said anything to me. They're all very respectful. Everybody's very friendly. They seem to appreciate it. The people that are forced to in jobs and things, those of us that don't do it voluntarily, they appreciate it. We're working for freedom. So I walk in there, and there's a lady walks in, and she goes, "Oh, where's your mask?" And I go, I just kind of looked at her and it's like, who put you in charge of me? What is going on here? And she goes up to the office. He's not wearing a mask. He's not wearing a mask. And I go, they've never forced me to before. She said, well, you have to wear a mask. I said, you've never forced me to before. She says, well, there wasn't anyone around. Of course there was. It's just no one complained. So I said, okay, I'll go out to my car and get a thing to put on. So I put on my little thing. I come back in, and the lady is like, and I go, well, it's still not going to protect me from my mouth, because I was going to talk, It's like, 'cause she was rude. I said, you're a rude lady.
Yeah.
And she walks out of the room, and I go, thank you. So I take the thing right off. No one said anything. Everyone was more respectful than ever there to me. So I get very upset.
That's because deep down, I think people really know what's really going on.
Yeah, how can you not? A year ago when it started, it's like, man, this is beyond insanity.
Wow,
it
the
really
wind is picking up, guys, and
a year later they're still doing this, and they've taken 100 million vaccination shots in this country already, voluntarily.
I want to tell you really quick what happened last week.
Okay, tell her vacation here.
Yeah, my husband and I, we have actually never, ever taken a vacation because we do the Storage Smasher thing. Also, we buy storage units in Florida, and we just never have time.
Oh, yeah, when you do storage units, you don't have a vacation. It's 24 hours a day.
It's 24 hours
It really is, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
For month after month, year after year, unless you force yourself to take a vacation. Yeah.
About a month ago, my daughter called and said they were coming down here to visit. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? We haven't seen her in about 6 years. And she said, no, Holly's coming with me, and Holly's friend Debbie's. And Holly is Steven's, my husband's sister. And so they came down, and we got to spend the whole week with them. Oh, it was really lovely. Very exciting. So they came in on a Tuesday, and Tuesday night they got their car, their rental car, and their hotel.
Oh, they took a plane?
Yeah, they took a plane.
How is it taking planes these days with all the craziness? Did this mention anything? We should be because I don't take planes anyway.
Yeah. She
Couldn't
really
afford to
didn't
even to-
talk much about the plane except for there was a little plane from
Oh,
from Pasco to Seattle. How did you get out?
I don't know.
Where have you been? What are you? Okay, this is my dog, Pretty Girl. I guess she wanted to be on camera with me.
Yes, so.
And it looks like she's been rolling around in that.
Yeah.
All right, honey. You need to go inside. Let's go put you inside.
Okay, I'll entertain while you're going. Let me see what I get in
All
my
right.
list here. Let's see. Oh, anger at masks. I mentioned about that. Facebook. Oh my God. It's like I tried that out for the first time. Okay, she's back now. I thought they would take us out. You go back. You go back to talking. Finish what you're saying.
Okay, so they came on a Tuesday night. They got here. I was talking about the plane.
Yeah.
So
well,
a little
I
plane.
sidetracked you.
A little plane from Pasco, Washington to Seattle, Washington, where they had a 2-hour layover, and then from Seattle to Orlando, Florida, and it was like an 8 or 9 hour trip or something. It was,
Of course, Orlando.
a
yeah.
big plane, and I wanted
Orlando
to make
International Airport.
Yes.
I used to work there.
And you used to work there.
Yes, I did. I grew up in Orlando. I used to work there. I did like 3 in the morning. I remember being harassed by some cops once because they didn't like me for some reason.
Really?
They didn't believe me. I was there doing some work, and they didn't believe I was actually working there because I had long hair. I was a hippie type kid,
Yeah.
but I was not working a regular job 3 in the morning, and they thought I was just making it up. And they were really harassing me until finally the boss
So they
came.
had to check you out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then-
yeah. They did not believe me. It was one of those things. I forgot all about that. Yeah. All the jobs
Anyway,
I've had.
so they came on a Tuesday night and got their rental car and went straight to their motel and went to bed because it's a long process of having to fly 3,000 miles. It's I've done it twice in the past. It's even harder driving it because.
Oh, good Lord! I'll never drive across country again.
We've done.
Oh, yeah. Once is enough. Once is enough.
We've done it a few times.
Oh. Well, I guess I've done it a
And,
few times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Never again.
so then Tuesday night they were in their motel. Wednesday we went and picked them up and took them to our friend Roger and Ray's house. So we had a barbecue there, and they got to meet our friends and have a barbecue and sing a little bit. There's a little bit of karaoke stuff on there. And then so that was Wednesday. Then Thursday we took them. We drove them to Cocoa Beach. The
Oh,
pier
how
and all
nice.
that, and
Oh, beautiful, perfect.
she got to go out on the beach and with the waves and everything.
Wow.
And then
We had such an
and
early spring weather. It was perfect for that.
yeah, it was
You
good.
actually
It
could
was
go to
good.
the beach in March.
I put my feet in the water and it was cold.
Yeah. The rest of the
I was like-
world is still cold out there in the
Yeah.
ocean. Yeah.
It was cold, so
Yeah.
I didn't-
Okay.
yeah. And
So
then
you couldn't go too deep in the water.
And then, no, I didn't go. I
Oh,
just put
okay.
my feet
You
in-
got to wait till May
I
for
just
that
put
stuff.
my feet in the water. That's all. And then we took her on a pontoon boat ride that same day. We went on a pontoon boat ride in.
My goodness.
in
Doing a
Cocoa.
real family
Cocoa.
thing. How
Yeah, it was awesome.
impressive.
We did that. And then the next day, which every day they didn't really want to drive their rental car. So we live about an hour and 45 minutes away. We live in Silver Springs, and we had to drive all the way to Kissimmee, which is kind of on the other side of Orlando. So
Kissimmee is
it's-
pronounced.
or Kissimmee. And
I used to work there too.
And so we had to drive every day to go pick them up, take them around, whatever, and then drive ourselves home at the end of the night. We were exhausted. I mean, I'm still exhausted.
Oh, driving with all the
But-
traffic out
and then-
lately. What's with all this traffic? I think
Yeah.
because it's so locked down across the whole country, and Florida is like the center of the free world right now. Everyone converged on Florida.
Yeah, everybody did. I think they did, and they're they were
I hope we don't
talking
get
about
overdevelopment here.
they were
from
talking
that.
about Fort Lauderdale, and you know the kids' vacation time or whatever.
They wouldn't even let them have spring break down there.
Yeah,
they
I
shut
know.
it down.
I know, isn't
They're
that
still
stupid?
doing this scam.
Yeah.
Even with their vaccine and their mask, they're still doing the same thing.
And
It's
then so
really sad.
Friday, Thursday was Cocoa Beach and the pontoon boat ride, and then Friday we did it was called a medieval dinner show. You go down there and it's a medieval
In Orlando?
Yeah, in Orlando, and
Everything
they have
in
this
Orlando.
and they have this this castle. You go in and it's a dinner show, and they serve you chicken and potatoes and
Is this
corn
around Disney
and,
World?
Yeah,
'Cause you're
it's
saying
kind of close
Kissimmee,
by
that's-
there. It's Kissimmee, yeah.
Yeah, it's that whole
And
Disney megaplex.
but it was really, I mean, really cool. They had armored suits, and they were riding their horses and doing the
Really?
jousting.
So you filmed that?
And
Did you film
hand
that?
fighting. Yes, I did.
Yeah, very good. You can see it on our film.
I did. I did not film the whole thing because you weren't supposed to film in it.
Oh, you were secretly.
But I secretly.
Oh.
You know,
You should say that. They might ban it.
Snippet here.
We didn't say anything.
Snippet here, snippet there, whatever. But it was amazing. I mean, it was a really good time. My husband really enjoyed himself. We all did. So, I mean, it was great.
Wow.
The actual fighting and swords, and when they hit their swords together, you could see sparks fly.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so it was real.
I see that he's back in super work mode, so I guess that vacation now he's really he's trying to get caught up.
He is. He's trying to buy a unit.
I could tell.
And he didn't. And we haven't really found anything so far that he really wants to buy, but we do have a lot of work to do. I mean, catching up. It was only a 1-week vacation kind of thing for us, but it's put us behind. So we really need to.
It is nice to catch up and go through stuff to get, and open up spaces and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's real important.
Yeah.
You got to get forced to do it sometimes. Now I'm forced to because of other reasons.
Right.
A lot of us because of the economy.
Right.
And health factors and things like that.
And Saturday we went to Gatorland.
That's still there?
So yeah, it's still there. I videoed everything.
Now, did I
So
go
I'm
there as a
gonna
kid?
be-
I must have gone there. My parents brought me to all that stuff.
I'm gonna be uploading all the videos because
Wow.
I took videos every day, everything
Really?
that we did.
Well, we used to
Every
do that as
single
kids
thing.
with our little 8mm
So-
cameras.
Yeah.
It was the
So
Florida vacation.
I'm gonna be uploading all those videos this week on my Storage Smashers of Florida
How neat.
channel. Okay.
So you'll get to see if
And-
the people on that will get to see a Florida,
Right.
actual Florida family vacation.
Florida family
family
vacation.
from- yeah.
Absolutely.
What everyone in Florida
we-
used to do for their relatives back in the day.
Right.
You're still doing it.
Well, we didn't do Disney World because it was, for one, it was too expensive.
Yeah, and
for
other
them
factors
to,
right now.
Yeah. And we were gonna do Disney, but at the end of the day,
It's
we
not
had
the-
all this other stuff to do, and I'm really happy that I got to spend time with our daughter,
Wow.
who's 3,000 miles
3,000
away
miles
in
away.
Washington State. She loves it there, and yeah. So
Wow.
also, I think it was Wednesday. No, it was Thursday when we went to Cocoa Beach. My father lives in Rockledge, Florida.
Rockledge.
And my father, it's Rockledge.
I know where it's at. Yeah, I'm familiar with
Rockledge,
it. I haven't
Merritt
heard that name in so
Island,
long.
Cocoa
Oh, yeah.
Beach.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
grew up
had a
there.
falling out about 10 years
In
ago.
O'Galley.
And we had a falling out. We had an argument, blah, 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 blah. And we're both very strong-headed. He was always like, well, I'm right, you're wrong. And then I'm always like, I'm right, you're wrong. And so it lasted for 10 years where I actually didn't get to see him. I didn't communicate with him. And then about a year ago, I called him, and he was okay. And we had a phone conversation. It was a weird phone conversation. I don't want to go into too much of the background of that. But anyway, We decided to surprise him, and we just showed up at his door. And I don't want to cry now. I don't want to cry, but it was really, she opens the door, his wife opens the door.
Your stepmom, I guess. You said wife, so it's not your mother.
Not my mother. And she opens the door. He's sitting in a recliner, because it's like their living room right there. You can see him. And he's sitting in his recliner, and she's like, "Who is it?" I'm like, "It's Becky, you know, Chuck's daughter." And so we all go in, me and Amanda and Steven and Harley and Debbie, because we were 5 people all together.
Oh, wow, 5.
And so, yeah. And so, come to find out, he has Alzheimer's. And I said I went up to him, and I got this on video also, you guys, but I have to figure out how to, because my daughter took the video while I was talking to him. And so it was on her phone, and I didn't get her phone to upload it, you know what I mean? So she just sent it to me. So I have to figure out how to get that into a video. I don't know how to do that. I have to figure it out.
But, yeah, tell me later. I might be able to help you with that.
Okay.
I've got all the equipment for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
For transferring about anything.
Yeah. Anyway, so, I did. I got to see him. I got to talk to him. I said, "I love you." He looked at me and he said, "I love you back." And then he said, "Who are you?"
No, you gotta be kidding. Are you serious?
It's that.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, so loud.
God.
Oh my God.
Well, about 10 years ago, when we had this falling out, he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him, "You're getting some white stuff on your brain." And he said that's probably going to be Alzheimer's or something. Well, I just talked to Lucy last night, and she has said about 2.5 years ago is when he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Yes, you absolutely have Alzheimer's."
So you missed out on your opportunity. You'll never get
I
back.
missed out on my opportunity.
Yeah.
I will never get it back.
That's a heavy one.
I cried all day,
heavy.
all night,
Yeah.
all the next day. I mean, yeah.
You thought it was going to be a great reunion. You realized
I thought
it
was
passed.
going to be great. Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head. I thought it was going to be great, and it, you know, and then I talked to her last night too on the phone, and something seems off about the whole situation, but I did lose my opportunity, and I realized I lost it in that moment, and I could have put my ego away, and that's what I should have done. I should have.
Warning to all of you all. We all did it.
I should have put it away. I should have put
Our
it away.
parents passed, and we've all had the problems like you've had.
Right.
And we regret it when they're gone.
And
we wasted all that time.
I wasted all that time.
All
that time.
Mm-hmm.
All that time.
We got to get beyond that. These things that cause us to be at odds with our parents.
Exactly.
Anyone out there needs to learn from that. We were people like us made dumb decisions. I did the same thing. You know, the same thing. I was just thinking the other day how much my father wanted to spend so much time with me, and I was so busy doing other stuff. And now I realize it wasn't important at all what I needed to do, what he wanted to do, and the fact that he wanted to do it with me was really important and nice. And I didn't appreciate it and things, and didn't spend the time I could have in those last, decades, and especially the last 5 years and things. You know, that's a hard one to take.
Even if I would have done it 5 years ago,
yeah,
I still would have had some years with him.
Exactly. Each moment is precious.
It is.
It really is.
And I realize now, and I realize how...
wow. Heavy week.
Very heavy week.
Very heavy week.
Very heavy week.
For everyone, it's been heavy in one way or another. It's such a transition time. We don't even know what we're transitioning into. If we're gonna,
We are actually transitioning into a higher consciousness.
I hope so.
And
We got that hope anyway. We're trying.
We do. We have that hope. And
I
we're
know.
trying, and
As long as we get up and keep going, it's like, well, it might still happen. We might become what we're supposed to be, you know.
I'm not going to say we might. I'm going to say we are becoming what we're supposed to be. We are on that road. We are on the right road.
We just say that we are. We're just children on that road. We're just starting.
Actually,
starting all over again.
We're babies.
Exactly.
We're being birthed right now
exactly.
into this new consciousness.
That's why I have so many memories from when I was a kid growing up as a teenager and different things. And it's like, why am I having so many correlations to that time? And I think it's because it's the times, and also because, you know, you, like we were just talking about, you realize all the mistakes you've made in life. That's just part of it, the ones we make with our parents.
Right.
And realize, gee, we can't live with that all our lives. We kind of got to purge all that and start over.
We do.
And refresh.
We actually
have a future. A fresh future.
We actually have to forgive ourselves.
Exactly. That's important.
And then we have
to forgive. That's a hard one.
And then we have to forgive them also.
That is really hard to do, because we cause more problems for ourselves than anyone we think causes for us.
Right.
We really do.
We do.
We do. And even when problems that people cause for us, we could have avoided them if we had any kind of knowledge at all.
If we had any kind of sense at all.
It takes forever to figure it all out.
Well, a year ago when I had the conversation with my father, he seemed okay to me.
Oh, you talked to him a year ago?
I did. I talked to him a year ago on the phone, and he said, we said, I forgive you. I said, I forgive you to him. He said, I forgive you to me.
So he made the drop-off point after that, because they had it.
The 2.5 years ago was when he first started getting the real Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And the doctor actually, said, you have it.
Right.
That's what Lucy told me.
It gets to an official point where they can't even function. I know what that could be like.
Yeah, and I didn't know if I should put that on the video or not. Like, I don't want to. But the thing is that people need to know that you need to cherish your parents, and vice versa, you know. So,
0 sugar, but still has the caffeine, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it does. It has 0 sugar.
Well, I use a little caffeine
but
these
this
days.
also has in it
at least you don't have the sugar.
Citric acid.
That's
natural flavor, potassium benzoate. It has aspartame in it, which is not good.
Oh, that you shouldn't be taking.
I know I shouldn't be drinking that.
You're trying to balance your health.
I stopped drinking full flavored soda years ago, but I feel like I have to have something once in a while, and so this is.
I just gave up the seltzer water.
Besides water.
I had to give up the seltzer water because I realized it was knocking my body off balance, and I went back to just pure distilled water.
Just pure distilled.
And drinking half a gallon to a gallon a day.
Well, are you drinking distilled water or spring water?
Distilled and spring, both.
I heard that the spring water is the best.
I use both. I got the cases of the little bottles like this of the spring water, and then I get by the bottles of the gallon water, and then you get the bottles of the high alkaline water, which is supposed to help your body alkalize. But you can buy the trace minerals, and you can buy it cheap in bulk by the gallon or whatever, and it'll last you for years. And just put a few drops in each gallon, and then you alkalize your water and put the pH up to 11 or 12 or something like that, which is supposed to be way more beneficial. That's part of why I had to give up even the seltzer water, because just the carbonated water knocks your pH off. So I was having problems. I'm having to, redo a lot of ideas about health. So I was addicted to those. I felt I had to have them, or I wouldn't drink water. But now I'm drinking real water.
The thing about that is, I have maybe one a week, or less. I don't.
Oh, that's all.
I don't drink this.
Oh, well, even with aspartame, that's not going to kill you.
I don't drink this every day.
I thought you were like drinking a case every week. Like some people do.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
My son.
I drink mostly water, and I choose to drink the Zephyr Hills spring water, because
it's local.
Because I feel like the people up there, whoever they are, whatever, they know who they are. they deliberately say drink the pure water because it's good for you, blah blah blah, and those things are not true. If it says pure, it's not good. That's just what I believe.
Well, the
From what I've heard.
ozonated, ionized, some of that stuff is like the machines they used to have outside the grocery stores was not very pure.
No.
Not very pure at all. Kind of rip off. People have been making a lot of scam money on.
Well,
on
yeah,
the water
and I've
thing.
seen that. You know,
Yeah.
they put stuff in the water and it's not good.
Because people, you know, years ago I realized, oh, you don't want to drink the chlorinated, fluorinated water out of the tap. And sometimes even the well water, unless you can purify it more, because it gets too much this or the other.
Right.
So I found that distilled water was like, or spring water, bottled water was a better way to go.
It's a better way to go. Yeah, it is.
The quality of the plastic might be a factor, but as long as you don't sit too long, you know.
Right. Don't let it sit too long.
Yeah.
And we go through water like this. We're always drinking water. Lots of it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And last week they didn't have it at Walmart. So
oh, did they? Oh, yeah.
They ran out of run out of the Zephyr Hills all the time.
All the time.
All the time. It's a constant thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have to go to like the dollar store or whatever to get it. And
they have it up here, Winn-Dixie. Sometimes we should be talking brand names here.
Oh, right.
I guess. Sorry about that. We're not trying to promote the local grocery store.
Exactly.
I guess that's okay. People talk about their local, you know,
yeah,
Costco or something in some place, you know, 1,000 miles away or something.
And I went shopping actually at the flea market yesterday, and I got a whole cart full of stuff for $28.
Groceries?
Yeah, groceries.
The guy that sells the groceries in the back?
Yeah, his name is David, I think.
He has some great bargains sometimes.
And
you get enough to last you a while.
I got a whole cart full for $28, and if I would have went to Walmart or whatever,
over
$100.
Exactly.
Easily
makes
over $100.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll get that stuff that's almost out of date at the discount stores and stuff.
Right.
And then you can stock up and you can afford to.
It basically is. It's still in date, but
just remember you got to use it up within a year or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's too long. And also, you got to worry if you have too many boxes things, you know, that you're inviting mice and things like that.
Right.
They can sense that kind of thing.
They can. So how was your week? I mean, I told you about my week.
Oh, my week. What did I do? Well, I was talking about what happened in Gainesville. They're real happy with the show lately, I think, because I got 4 ahead finally.
The radio show.
Yeah, they have the radio show.
So tell them about your radio show.
Okay. Cannabination radio show, psychedelic music, cannabis legalization, real legalization. It's on WGOT 100.1 FM, Gainesville Community Radio. It's a non-commercial radio station in Gainesville that also streams worldwide, and it airs. It's a weekly show that airs 3 times a week. It goes Monday at 3:30 in the afternoon, Tuesday morning 9:30 in the morning, and then repeat again on Sunday afternoon at 3:30. That's Florida Eastern Standard Time. And then we're starting to archive some of the older shows on this site. You can scroll down and find some of that stuff. And
I'll do more this week and put some more videos on there this week.
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, I don't know how many people actually listen to the radio anymore in their cars and everything, and I don't know how
I'm
many...
sure a lot of them do.
Yeah.
I think a lot do. I mean...
We have no idea.
Yeah, we really don't have any idea, but I think they do, so...
And I'm an independent show on an independent station. I mean, they're non-commercial, yet I'm independent of the whole flow of the regular... I'm kind of like outside of it, the whole cannabis legalization thing.
Right.
Is something outside of their reference, and, you know, the whole time that station's been around. Or the Civic Media Center that, you know, that the station, the studio is actually a part of there, that outgrowth of it, which has been there for about 30 or 40 years.
Long time.
A long time, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like an alternative cultural library. It was pretty interesting at one time, but it started to become less interesting, and now like all libraries is shut down. So I
Yeah.
did go to the Gainesville Library. I was telling you.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
they reopened it just this Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
And how was it?
Well, I was there. I just went there for an hour just to go through the computer, to kill an hour, because I had an hour in between my dentist appointment and when I was going to meet the programmer
Right.
who I was going to give the disc to get, to more of the radio shows, number 54 and 55.
Oh. Yeah.
So, yeah, and I was the only person in there. But, I guess they told me they were going to be officially opening on Saturday. But it was scary. It was eerie in there because it didn't look the same. I mean, half the books were gone, and there was no
Really?
no newspapers. The whole area that had the CDs was like gone. I don't know if they moved it or they, you couldn't really walk around. You weren't allowed to browse. You were just allowed to go to your one little numbered computer, and you had an hour. That was all they gave you.
Really?
Yeah, but they said they'd be opening for regular times and everything starting on Saturday.
Oh.
So, but I don't know if they're going to start, if they're going to have newspapers again. Now, here in Ocala, it's all normal.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk in, you wouldn't even know, except that, some of the people, most people are wearing the mask. And I have to learn. Now, I know that, I had, like, the programmer who I bring the disc to, he wears a mask. I'll wear a mask when I give the disc to him, just out of respect for him, even though I don't agree with it.
Right.
I know he doesn't understand. My sister wears a mask occasionally around me and stuff, and I got real upset with her. I've tried to, understand. I'd learned in public that I just have to not look at them.
Right.
Because they...
Don't look at them and just give them their space.
Yeah, I don't want to get upset, have my blood pressure raised. And if you look at them, they're looking at you because you're standing out, because you're the only one that's not wearing it, and they think whatever reason that they think that it's right to wear it, they think you're wrong for not. So they're kind of hateful.
Yeah.
And I have to learn not to look at them, because it's bad enough, it's insult to injury when they're being hateful on top of being threatening, because I see the whole thing as a threat to our future.
So you need to let go of your ego.
Another reason, yeah, because
another reason to let go of your ego.
Yeah, I can get in big trouble by
and just
yeah, and it doesn't help me to get upset. So I have to learn, as cannabis people have had to learn for a long time, to ignore others because they get judgmental, and this is a judgmental thing. They're being judgmental because we choose to be human.
I wonder if cannabis would help my dad.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think it can do much for...
Because, there's no cure for Alzheimer's, right?
It might help him to feel more at ease or something.
More at ease, yeah.
But I don't know, once you're senile, I don't know what effect it would have. It's not going to cure his senility.
I really wish that, I've heard they are coming out with these things called med beds. Yeah, they're called med beds, and they put you in it, and it'll cure any disease.
What?
Oh yeah.
A med bed?
It'll take you back into when you were 25 years old or something. That kind of
med bed?
Yeah, it's called a med bed.
I'll have to check into that. That sounds a little far-fetched. If it's something the medical establishment's pushing,
if you go
it's
on
suspect.
The Quantum Shift,
Shift?
Dr. Sam Muggsy and Kent Dunn talk about it a lot.
Okay, are these people into natural remedies and things?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
How expensive are these med beds?
Dr. Sam Muggsy is
$5,000, right?
Probably more. I don't know.
$10,000, right? Yeah.
But you don't have to buy.
You go to the med bed center.
You can go to the. They're making them into, in droves or whatever, and you can just go there and get in one and fix your issue.
Remember, I was talking about Wilhelm Reich.
I wanted to tell you, Dr. Sam Muggsy is very into holistic medicine.
Okay. Really?
And she is a doctor.
Okay, I'll have to
Dr.
look into it.
Sam Muggsy.
Really?
And it's on the Quantum Shift show.
Okay.
With Kent Dunn. So anyway,
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they talk a lot about what's happening right now with their civilization, with and I get a lot of information from Kent Dunn about what's actually going on, that we're being birthed into a new reality. So, and I totally get it. I mean, some people it's like common sense. For me, it's common sense.
What I was
Other-
talking about. Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry.
What I was talking about one before, we were talking about Wilhelm Reich, the guy who had his books
Right,
burned.
right,
They also
right. He had
burned
his books burned.
destroyed his equipment, which were the
Right.
orgone boxes, which was something like you're talking about, where
Right.
people went to
Orgone.
sit in those boxes for an hour or two,
Right.
and they'd be healed of
And
certain
they'd be healed of
psychological or
certain-
physical
Right.
ailments, or
And
charged up.
they did say orgone boxes.
Oh,
They
well-
did say that on. I remember part of that.
Okay.
So it's something like that, but better.
Because that's been banned
mean-
for a long time.
It's going to be coming out. It's
Right.
going to be coming out because they are actually arresting all these people who are doing all this and the enslavement of humanity.
Let's hope
And,
so. Let's hope
you
it all
know.
works out. That justice prevails.
It
That,
will.
You know, and then
Yeah, I believe it will prevail, and
right,
and
because
humanity will.
it's inverted right now. Our justice system is inverted and upside
it is.
down.
It
you
is.
know.
We need to go back to natural law, and that's why we do. And Cindy K. Courier wrote the Law of the Land Handbook, and I'm going to be buying some news. She's actually created a newspaper, and it's only like a one-page thing. You open it up, and then you flip it over, so it's like 4 separate pages, whatever.
Oh, I forgot. I get
But
that when
I'm
you
gonna
lent me
be-
that manual. When I brought it back, I noticed yesterday that the last page somehow came off. It was still over there. I'll bring it next time.
Oh, okay.
I've still got the last page of that manual.
that.
And if you notice
Okay.
it's gone, it's like it'll be coming back to you.
Well, you can buy the books. It's called Little Creek Books. At Weebly.com, and so you can, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was gonna say I was gonna get the magazines, and I'm gonna I'll show you one on maybe when I get it, maybe a week or two. We'll
And
see
this
what
is
happens
YouTube
with that.
we're on.
Huh?
Let's hope that. I mean, so many people go on YouTube, and they get thousands and thousands of people watching.
I know.
It's like,
But the thing is we need to get it out there.
yeah,
And the one person sees it, and they have 1 million subscribers or 500,000 or whatever, and then they share it with their channel, and that's how it gets out there. You have to watch the whole video. You have to subscribe it. You have to like it. You have to view it all the way through it, and then they'll push it through. That's how YouTube works. So I'm hoping. I'm keeping our fingers crossed. I mean, I've got 55 subscribers on my other YouTube channel so far. So we'll see.
That's-
I mean,
it's probably more
I mean,
interesting than
and
the
this information
Storage
is
Wars.
really,
right? I never watched Storage Wars. I think it's so fakey.
It is fake.
It's ridiculous.
It's fake.
It's so ridiculous. It's like you don't find those kind of treasures usually. I mean, hardly ever. I mean, if you-
Maybe about once a year.
Yeah.
We'll get a really, really good unit.
yeah,
But it's
1 out
not-
of 10. 1 out of 10.
We're not getting rich
maybe.
off of it though.
Or
We're poor people. I mean, we're not. I have my own house and I have my car and I don't have a roof over my head. But
Most of them.
But I'm definitely not rich. That's what I had to tell my daughter this week when she was here. I can't pay for everything.
Before the TV
know?
show, it was like a thing. Well, it was almost like being a trash man. It's like you knew 90% of it was going to the dump or the burn pile or
Exactly.
donated to a church or something.
Yeah.
And you get that 10% of stuff to try to utilize for your own use and
That's right.
and to make money on to keep going. And you work so hard.
Right. It's
So hard.
Oh, it is.
And then
hard
suddenly everyone decided, oh, well, occasionally everyone finds super treasures in there, so it's like a big business. And sure, it can happen, but I've never found the big treasures. Not the big ones,
No.
No, it doesn't happen that
my
often.
husband is always saying.
I've seen it happen.
Steve
but
is always saying,
Or
I
suspected
want to
it.
get that locker full of gold bars or full of cash. Or,
yeah, you get
and it doesn't happen.
gold
I
fever
mean,
in that you really do.
Yeah.
And you look at a unit and you see something that's not there. I've so many times I've bought a unit, and I'll go back after I pay for it, and I'll open things like, is this the unit I bought? You know, that looks totally different.
Right, it looks totally different than the picture.
You're envisioning all them boxes full of things that aren't in it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and even after doing it for decades,
it's like
buying hundreds of them,
it's like 90% garbage.
It is.
I mean,
it really is.
Yeah,
it really is. And the rest of the stuff is hard. You know, not that easy to sell.
Yeah.
Not always.
Oh, you guys on this channel, you know, if you like the Storage Smasher videos or whatever, you can leave a comment and let me know so that I'll put actually, you know, more links and stuff like that, so you can click on it, go over there, watch a video, and I do the flea market videos too on Sundays, so I videoed the flea market. I did it yesterday,
I know. I was watching
too.
one of those this morning.
Yeah.
This is half of my social life because I don't get out right now. You know, I just got connected with people I haven't seen with a year. You know.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to hang out with them that much, but I'll probably see them once a week and spend a few hours.
Sunday, you should take a trip out to I-75 flea market.
I almost did yesterday.
That's where
I just wasn't up to it. I had other stuff to do.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I slept in. I just not used to being off schedule. I've been a go-getter and get up every morning. Had to do this, and you know, self-driven.
This week I'm gonna relax. I mean, he's looking for a unit to buy in there.
You're like, oh no.
Who knows if we'll get one or not? I really don't care.
They're pretty expensive right now.
I'm just like, oh, they're always expensive.
And they're so trashy. The quality has been low lately.
Yeah,
for the last few years.
Yeah.
Few years. I think it's because, I don't know, maybe the people that run these places that, you know, just withhold some of the units that they know are that they want to keep. They have that because, you know, the way the ads are worded, you know, will be sold or otherwise disposed of. So sometimes, you know, the date is before the actual auction. You'll notice that, you know, you have until, you know, midnight of a certain day, and then the auction is next. And so, in other words, they own it after that.
Right.
And they don't have to sell all them units, and they know which ones are better than others.
Of course they do.
So I think, you know, a lot of the better stuff may not, in some cases, not all.
Not all.
Not all, but in some cases.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Stuart, today?
That's probably enough. I think we did pretty well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, like I said, my social life. Anyone who watches.
So you got some time to come out here today and visit a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad. I wasn't sure if you were going to be up to it, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to get out. And I was like, man, I got to get out.
I don't know. I'm up to it, I guess. I mean.
Right. Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm just gonna rest pretty much this week. I don't really want to buy a unit. We've still got a ton of work to do around the house.
Florida transition when you go from, you know, 40 degrees to 80 degrees, you know.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is.
It's been really weird.
Yeah, and our weather and the chemtrails are back and all that good stuff. So it's, you know, factors like that. We won't go into that.
Thank you for coming again.
What's that?
Thank you for coming again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And we'll do this all again next week.
And get people to subscribe and listen to the radio show and see this stuff.
Listen to the radio show. He really needs to talk about this cannabis issue.
Yeah, the real thing. No one's addressing it.
Yeah, nobody's
and we've been fighting this for 50 years or more. And,
exactly.
And it's time for it to end.
And hopefully they'll get their thumb off it, get off it, and, you know, make it legal everywhere.
Yeah, it's not a crime. It's like that, right? Aloe plant. It's no more dangerous. You take that aloe plant and you eat it raw like that with those spines, you probably kill yourself.
Yeah.
It'd probably be fatal. I mean, cannabis is not harmful.
Not harmful.
Not harmful. It doesn't make you.
And the thing about it is that, like, I don't personally smoke it.
Right, they don't even use it.
But I know people who do. That helps.
And they know we're normal.
Also,
well, no, not normal. But
sometimes when I get stressed, I'll have a CBD pipe or gummy or whatever.
Oh, the Delta 8 I'm learning about now.
The what?
The Delta 8. They're using the hemp plant extract, and
Right.
and 7 steps. It's like semi-synthetic, but it's natural base from the CBD. Extract the CBD, and then you convert it over to Delta 8 THC, which is 100% legal.
Really?
So
now, see, this is something we're learning that's new. Awesome.
Right,
So
yeah.
tell me more about this. It's like 100% THC.
You don't need
and
the
it's
prescription.
legal, and you don't need a
You
prescription.
can order it online now.
And what is it called again?
Delta 8 THC.
Delta 8 THC.
And
Okay,
you can use it
great.
orally. I haven't tried it yet, but I just ordered some. Went in with someone that has a wholesale thing. It got a wholesale thing with a company in South Florida that's manufacturing it.
Awesome.
And so I went in with his latest order. It should be in tomorrow or the next day, and I'll get to try some. He says this is someone I know that's used cannabis all their life.
Do you smoke it, or do you
can smoke it,
do
or
you put it in a gummy, or
either one? Either one. He says it works
Really?
good either way, and he says he knows that I'll like it.
Okay.
And the price is
Well,
way less,
next
especially if you
time-
go on the wholesale level.
Next time you're on the show, you can tell us how.
Yeah,
it
we'll
went.
have tried it by then.
You
yeah.
will have tried it by next
Maybe
week,
I'll be
hopefully.
smiling bigger, right? It sure would help my budget. I can't afford these prices.
Oh, I know. I'm
inflationary.
Sure, I'm sure it's helping your body, though.
Oh yeah, the more
Yeah.
cannabis I get in me, the better. But you need other herbs and vitamins and foods and
Oh, yeah.
and camaraderie with people
been
and
taking
a
the,
society that works.
Yeah.
A bit
And don't be
economy.
afraid. Smile at people.
Well, they can't because they get the mask
Because-
on. You wouldn't know if they're smiling.
Right. I'm not
They're
wearing.
banning the human smile
I'm
with
not
these
wearing
masks.
a mask, though. I mean, I don't wear the mask unless they say you have to have a mask on to enter the store, and they're not doing that in Florida. Not even these trips we took and everything. We did have to wear our mask in. I think it was the medieval dinner show thing.
Right, right,
But that's expected, and we took it off while we were eating.
right.
And let's see. Yeah, the Gatorland. Everybody was wearing a mask, but you'll see it in the video. But I wasn't, so.
I ignore all the signs.
Nobody came up and told me, you
The
have
only
to wear
ones
one. So.
I put them on in the dispensaries out of respect for them because we don't want to be
Because
under
it's out
under
of
fire.
respect for them. That's
Yeah.
right.
So at the dispensaries I'll use it in a few cases, but for the most part, I mean, I've walked into stores with big signs and there'd be people there, sir, 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 and I just pretend like I'm deaf and keep walking, don't even look over there, and they don't do nothing. And then the checkout counter girl will be real respectful and friendly and happy,
Right.
And
You're leaving, and they say thank you for coming, and they don't say anything about it. Not wearing a mask.
No.
I mean,
Well, they don't want to be in charge of that because they don't believe in it anyway.
that's what I was going to say.
People are being forced to.
Is that
And supposedly it's supposed to end with a vaccine, and it's getting worse. Getting worse.
Well, humanity is supposed to be smartening up right now.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
And as a conscious, it's like a one consciousness thing that somebody else knows it, then somebody else knows it, then somebody else knows it, and it's kind of a ball rolling down the hill kind of a thing until we all get it that this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't see why people aren't catching on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty obvious from the beginning. It's like, wait a minute, this isn't China.
Why are they doing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
why did they? In March a year ago, I go to a friend's house. I didn't watch media. I don't know anything. He goes, "Oh, it's the new normal. Oh, nothing will be ever the same. We'll never have any of those." I mean, what is he talking about? They suddenly announce, "Oh, we've got this new virus, and the world is never going to be the same, and we're always going to wear masks, and we're going to have to be vaccinated, and we're never going to have schools and churches." And it's like, wait a minute. How can they announce this on the spot, and then they follow through with all this stuff, and people actually voluntarily do it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because they've been brainwashed.
I guess so. I guess I was
They've
been
been brainwashed,
non-brainwashed
and they don't
for
know
so
any
long.
better.
that I
and they
forgot.
don't know any better, but they will.
I knew it was dangerous.
I mean,
all the people that are brainwashed to those of us aren't, but I didn't realize it was this bad. That it'd be so blatant, and even people like my own sister would fall victim to it and stuff,
Yeah.
and buy into it.
Yeah,
You know,
they do, but
yeah, it's really bad.
all right,
Okay.
I'm done. So we will see you next week, guys.
Okay.